Hello, welcome to my presentation on the Navajo sources. I chose as my through topic as focusing on women in the Navajo culture and their roles in that society, in that culture. So now I'm going to kind of be talking like I'm talking to a classroom, switching that way so you can see how this would be if it was taught to a real classroom. This first image we're looking at, it depicts some Navajo women outside of their home. And the Navajo women, the Navajo, their culture, their homes were called hogans. And in this image, it's got some Navajo women outside of their hogan, outside of their home. And I want you to think about what differences or similarities can you find with their homes and with ours. Along with that, why would those similarities and differences, or why are those things the way that they are in their home? Okay, so think about that. Obviously, more time would be spent on each individual thing in a real gallery walk, but for the purposes of this, getting through, we'll move on. Source number 2 is an image of Navajo women who are shearing the sheep. And while we're looking at this, I want you to think about what other jobs do you think that these women were in charge of? We're going to learn a little bit more later about different roles and jobs that Navajo women were in charge of. But thinking about what we know about agriculture and farming and those kinds of jobs, what other jobs do you think that they would have to be in charge of? Maybe milking cows or feeding animals, harvesting food, that kind of thing. So the third is a Wikipedia article that discussed the gender roles of men and women in the Navajo society. And as I'm reading this, I want you to think about, do these roles sound similar to the roles women in your life have? Maybe moms, grandmas, sisters, cousins, aunts. And how are they similar or different? So let's listen. Men and women are seen as contemporary equals, as both males and females are needed to reproduce. Although women may carry a bigger burden, fertility is so highly valued that males are expected to provide economic resources known as bride wealth. So men go out and work because the women can stay home and have the children, right? Corn is a symbol of fertility in the Navajo culture, as they eat white corn in the wedding ceremonies. Now that's something that we've talked about. That means they want to have kids, and that would help them with that. It is considered to be immoral and or stealing if one does not provide for the other in that premarital or marital relationship. So if they're not helping each other and working together and providing things and being kind of an equal partnership, that might not be a good way to start the relationship, is how it sounds from this information. Women have, and so here's the fourth one. Women have long been front and center when it comes to making things happen on the Navajo Nation, but never has that role been so apparent or so perilous as during the pandemic. Ever since the coronavirus arrived on the 27,000 square mile reservation, women in this matriarchal society have been putting themselves at risk, taking on ever more responsibilities culturally and in everyday life. There was a word there, vocabulary word that a word that we're going to explain, and matriarchal. A matriarchal society means that women are more in charge rather than men, and they have that more of a responsibility role. Women are more responsible and more in charge of things. And we're thinking back to one of the other slides where women are in charge of shearing the sheep, or what other jobs did they have? What roles do you think they have now related to the coronavirus? I know we remember the coronavirus, and it's currently not as big a deal as it was now, but still some of those roles may still be there that these women are dealing with. So what roles do you think that these women have now, and do you think those are different or similar as their ancestors' roles?